Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and a game between Empire's Kaz versus Empire's Happy here on New Kirk Precinct. Happy spawning as the blue Terran player on the bottom right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Kaz has spawned as the red Terran player on the bottom left. Now, Terran versus Terran matchup. I don't even know if I want to get into an argument about whether or not you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting a mirror match, assuming that all three races are just as likely, as people seem to be arguing about that all over the place. Let me just tell you, without doing any formal proofs, if it is not 1/3, it is so gosh darn close to 1/3 that it's close enough for government work, and then it's close enough for me. Now, Terran versus Terran, a matchup that a lot of players generally don't like. With the change of the siege tank and the ability to get siege tanks early on, a lot of players have just been relying on that siege tank, getting up on 2 bases, and then macroing into this giant tank war. Now, the reason why tank wars are rather boring, well, tank wars are rather boring because no one really wants to engage the other. We are going to see though that Happy has not gone down for a refinery until just now. Meanwhile, Kaz has started his refinery, has already completed it, and now starting his barracks, which means he will be able to get into a factory slightly faster. Whether or not he's going to be aggressive or defensive with this factory is a question that we can answer just a little bit later. Now, taking a look at Happy is not going to be able to do very much, and I am surprised that we are not going to be seeing an early Reaper from either of these players. The early Reaper is generally a very good scouting unit. It can jump up and down cliffs, as you know, but it also allows the SCV to continue to mine. And right now you see that this one SCV is away from his opponent's or his base for quite some time. And because of that, SCV now trying to do a little bit of a dart back and forth, as we now see the factory coming into play. Happy and Kaz are on the same team, so perhaps they do play against each other fairly regularly. And with that, perhaps they know what to expect. Is Happy actually going to build a factory here? No, it looks like he's just resting an SCV off here. He's going to try to come up the ramp and take a look around. A Marine is already getting in position, and the SCV is not going to be spotting that orbital command center. All right, that SCV down to 3 hit points. Almost destroyed, but able to return and retreat back home. Now, coming back here, we are going into a reactor. We can see that the factory is being built here. Meanwhile, the tech lab has been added on by Kaz, and it is, in fact, going to be an early siege tank. Nope, it is not an early siege tank. This is straight up cloaked or banshee play. And I am just absolutely... Okay, there we go. There is that second refinery. I was going to say that there is not going to be enough gas for Cloak. And even now, there is not going to be enough gas for both Cloak and also the training of that Banshee. A little bit of a slight delay there, as we are now going into Widow Mines, which is also going to eat up into the gas of Kaz. Now, as you take a look at Happy. Happy is now expanding over here to the 3 o'clock position. You can see supply depots and barracks are now flying across the map, trying to do a bit of scouting, and this early Banshee may come as a giant surprise. We can see the Widow Mine is being used on the defensive end. Meanwhile, the Banshee is already being trained. No cloaking research, as I mentioned, as it does take quite some time to get 200 minerals and 200 gas. One Marine on patrol there. No SCVs are going to sneak through, as we now see 2 Hellions, and those Hellions are going to get a very, very rude wake-up call if they try to drive by. Banshee is coming in soon. Are we going to see perhaps a bit of a swap once more between the starport and the factory? No, another Widow Mine now coming in, as the factory is still doing a bit of flying. We are going into an armory here. We can see that the reactor is now being added, and we are going into a Viking now. Is the Banshee going to reveal? Yes, the Banshee will be revealed by Happy's scouting barracks, and this is going to be a huge tell. Happy now perhaps going to try to change into double Widow Mines. No, going into Hellbats now, and this is not going to be good at all. This one Banshee looks to deal a lot of damage A lot of players have not been getting the necessary Marines, as we now see a medevac being trained instead of a Viking. Here we go, one Marine now shooting and dealing some damage. Meanwhile, Kaz now coming in, and Kaz already getting in some easy shots there. Perhaps Happy did not spot this Banshee as it was flying forward. All right, medevac and Hellbats now trying to make their way back as well. This is not good news at all. The one Banshee is just causing so much harassment. As you can see that the Hellions are just trying to make their way over. Hellions making their way over, and still not much going on here. This one Banshee getting in some easy shots, perhaps even going to take down the Marine. As you can see that the Banshee already up to 11 kills. If Kaz wins this game, it is going to be because of this one Banshee, as the Banshee can just turn around and shoot down this unit. I'm not sure why he isn't doing so. Meanwhile, we can see that there are Hellbats coming off over here. Are those Hellions going to try to do a drive-by? Happy is going to be in a world of hurt. Quickly running in, sitting there on the ramp, it gets taken down. There goes one, as a second one is not ready, and here we go. The Hellions now trying to get in some damage here. You can see that the Hellbats are making their way over. SCVs may get taken down. Those SCVs have to be careful next to that Widow Mine. And are those Hellbats going to be able to get a... Oh, so many SCVs destroyed. Wow. Both sides taking terrible damage there, as now two Vikings and a Banshee come back over. This is a huge turnaround. Two Vikings. That Viking quickly goes into ground mode, and all we're gonna see is now, oh, is it gonna go take down the Viking? No, we are not. The SCVs are now repairing, and Happy somehow has enough. Are we gonna go into ground mode here? No. Kaz now with the missile turret to deal with. He is going to be losing all of his Vikings, and all the things that seem to be going so well now going so poorly. A horrible day to be a worker, as Happy has now killed 20 workers. What is going on, folks? Happy coming back over the top, and we are now seeing that 46 supply, 18 workers to 22. And this is just an absolute nightmare on all fronts. All right, Kaz able to save that one Hellbat down to 1 hit point there. Hellbats, they do not have any armor on them. They are light biological and mechanical units, as we now see the Viking making a move across the field. All right, a little bit of a reset there. Both sides dealing terrible damage to each other, as we now see level 1 weapons upgrade about to complete. This is not the game that I was expecting to see, as we are now going to see what Hellbats or Hellions drop straight up inside the base. What is going to be coming in? Those Hellions do move fairly quickly, and and they do deal a bit of damage, kiting all of those units. They're taking down another Hellbat. And those Hellions now trapped kind of in the corner. Are they going to be able to get away? It looks like they might, in fact, be able to. Raising the supply depot doesn't matter if you do not have the wall off there completed, as now we are going to see Hellbats engaging again. All right, Happy moving forward with these units. All right, double Widow Mines. This could be a whole bunch of damage all of a sudden. And what is happening here? We can see one medevac left. The Hellions and Hellbats still pushing forward. This one medevac needs to get away. Meanwhile, flies straight into a missile turret. Down go more SCVs. And we now see 24 worker kills for Happy. And oh my goodness, so much damage to be had still, as the Hellbats trying to chase after more SCVs again. All right, more units now taken down. Another Hellbat getting taken down. Another Hellbat getting taken down, as the lone Viking going after... the lone Hellbat going after two Vikings. War of numbers. The Vikings definitely coming out on top, as the Vikings now looking really strong as well. All right, these Hellbats, this new style of Terran play, apparently really effective, as we are now going into a bit of a transition by both of these players. Happy now looking to move forward with these Hellbats, still apply pressure while he is expanding. Meanwhile, Kaz still licking his wounds. He has not gotten any siege tank. SCVs opting to try and repair Vikings. Vikings, the perfect counter to Hellbats, as apparently Terran is now the Transformer race. We are looking at Hellbats and Vikings, both sides, as the Hellbats are simply walking straight up inside this base. Here you go, the Hellbats now running down. Hellbats running off to the north. So many SCVs taken down there, and all the SCVs now down. And this could be the end of the game. Meanwhile, double Hellbat drop now coming in. And is it going to be enough? Missile turrets. Hellbats already getting unloaded. Oh, both Hellbats, or all the Hellbats are unloaded in time. But Kaz says GG. Wow, what a game between Kaz and Happy. I don't quite know what to make of it. As Kaz lost his natural expansion, he came in with just one Banshee dealing so much damage across so many SCVs, only to have Happy come back over the top and then just walk in with a whole bunch of Hellbats. Blow after blow, exchange after exchange, and then Happy comes out as the victor. He had a command center to follow this up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 1. Please stay tuned for Game 2.